Hey everyone, and welcome to today's segment of Ask the HR Expert. I received a great question today that's also super common, so I thought I'd share with the group. The question centers around employee reference requests. Should you respond to these? How do you respond? What should your policies say? And who should really be doing these for your organization? First, let's talk about why this comes up as a common question. This centers around some exposure that you might have in the realm of defamation claims. So if you've given a negative employee reference and the employee disagrees, this is where you might be facing that defamation claim. So here's some tips to keep you out of that situation. So first off, policy. You want to make sure the policy states that all of these information requests go to HR. This will keep responses compliant and consistent with policy. Second, the employee consent should also be received in writing. The reference request itself should be in writing, and the response should be in writing. And finally, you want to make sure that you're only giving out dates of employment and position held. This information is factual, it's objective, and it's not based in opinion, so it's not going to get you in any kind of trouble. So now that we've talked policy, let's talk about times where you might be having to make an exception. So if you receive a request for information that's for some kind of government security clearance or government position, you may have some additional obligation here to provide information. So take a close look at those. Also, if you've let an employee go for gross misconduct, like abuse or neglect, sexual harassment, workplace violence, these are all areas that you're going to want to seek legal counsel because you may have obligation to provide this information, or you might also be facing some liability there as well. And then lastly, just some things to keep in mind. We talked earlier about giving objective, factual information in the form of dates of employment and position held. No matter what you do, you want to make sure that you're not giving information that's based on opinion or subjective. That's really where you can find yourself in trouble. And lastly, you want to make sure you're never giving out protected health information. This obviously comes up if you've let an employee go or if they've left you for a serious health condition. You want to make sure that that information doesn't get into the wrong hands. I hope I've given you some things to think about as it relates to employee reference requests, and thank you for tuning in today's segment of Ask the HR Expert.